I think generally everyone knows, but in case they don't, you are appearing on American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah, buddy.
Now, oftentimes people have the conception or misconception that bodybuilder's muscle doesn't translate to calisthenics and doesn't translate to a lot of athleticism. They think that they're sort of muscle bound and things like that. How do you think the world's going to perceive you stepping sort of out of the typical bodybuilding world and into these other athletic ventures?
I see it as a complete positive, especially for the bodybuilding world. Because of that misconception, people think we're not athletic and we can't do anything. It's not functional. And I grew up an athlete. Like, I played 6 sports. I've done everything. So this is only going to help contribute to American Ninja Warrior because I didn't have to build any strength. I have that. I have the endurance. The only thing I don't have are the skills and the obstacles yet. So it's all new to me. So it was a cool transition. And I actually excel more in the upper body obstacles, whereas most girls, typically that's where they fail because they don't have the upper body strength, and I do, because I've been working on that for the last 11 years. So I think people might see this as, I don't know, I think they'll totally embrace it. I think they'll embrace it. I think they're going to see a different side of DLB and a different side to even the American Ninja Warrior. They don't normally have big girls. The girls that typically do well are small, they're tiny, and we'll see how I do.
Now, how did you have to change your training for this? I mean, I obviously know, but tell the people.
Because I already have the strength, I didn't have to worry about that. So I wasn't focusing on lifting quite as much. It was more or less the technique with the obstacles. So it was a lot of, every other day we would travel to a ninja gym and train the obstacles because even though they looked hard, it was actually just, they were actually easy once you got the technique down. A lot of it was getting over fears. I have a slight fear of heights, and getting comfortable with like swinging from things, swinging and like jumping, because it's all things that I've never done in my life. Like, even though I've played a lot of sports, none of my sports involved like swinging from obstacles and catapulting yourself, and so that was definitely a skill I had to work with. So it was a lot of obstacle training, grip strength, because with bodybuilding, to focus on the muscle, a lot of times we don't want to feel the grip strength. We don't want it in our forearms. So it was no more using like wraps or straps on anything. It was just raw. Everything was raw. And I did a lot of just calisthenics, a lot of body weight, just a lot of pull-ups and push-ups. And
now, people are also worried. I've seen a lot of worried people.
Worried about what?
They're worried that you're not going to train the same way that you're trained. I think people think that there's only one way to train. So you train like a bodybuilder, you train like a CrossFitter, you train like a calisthenics, or you train like a ninja. And they think if you start training like this, you might stop your traditional training that they fell in love with you for.
I think this is just adds to everything. It's just going to make me even more of an athlete. And I don't train just like a standard bodybuilder. Like, I do powerlifting. Not that I compete yet, but maybe in the future. But there's a side of me that just loves to be strong, and that's not really how you train for bodybuilding. I love training these obstacles because it's something where you keep working at it long enough, you get it, and you become better at it. I don't know. I think if you do the same thing day in and day out, your body gets used to it, or it gets boring. It just keeps it really, really fun. It keeps it very interesting. And you can combine all of it because it all kind of works together. So the bodybuilding and aesthetics, I guess, you're going to be working on that volume and strength. The powerlifting side, where you're going for just pure strength, is going to help you by becoming stronger. And then obviously ninja training with the obstacles and functional training, Even CrossFit. I'm known to not necessarily do CrossFit, but I do a lot of cross training. I do a lot of circuit training. And it's just combining all fitness into one and creating your own workout. There's no set rules. There's no set standards. There's no science involved to anything. If you just go in and you enjoy it, you'll get a lot more out of it.
Perfect. Well, I think that's all that I have. Do you have any more questions for yourself?
You stumped me on that one.
The question was, do you have any more questions for yourself?
I don't.
You do not.
I don't. I have a question for all of you guys. Are you going to watch Dana Linn Bailey on American Ninja Warrior tonight?
Oh, it's tonight.
Are you going to watch? It is 8 to 10 Eastern Standard Time. Are you going to watch? See what happens. Do you know what happens?
I was there.
But we can't tell because you got to watch. Oh, hello. Welcome to our Dolphin. Our home away from home.
We're on tour for a week. We figure we'll show you guys around a little bit. Living the high life.
High life. Only the best. Watch yourself.
I'm a motherfucking beast! I'm a motherfucking beast! I'm a motherfucking beast!
We're currently on the Dolphin Tour. We're driving to Mount Washington and we're gonna climb it.
And we invited the world to climb with us.
And we're doing it all out of a sweet 1991 Toyota Dolphin that I bought for $1,800 from some weird guy on the side of the road. So let's take a look around.
So,
I guess we'll start here.